Hello, everybody, lovely ladies and gentlemen of Team Fortress TV. I am Bum, I'm with eepily and Wiethoofd, and we're ready to bring you Week 2, nerdRage versus Feint, already a super big one, what most people are expecting to be the finals, and looks like we've got a disagreement for Red Team eepily.
Yeah, I want to clarify. It's basically going to be the grand finals. This is like your sneak preview for 2 months from now or whenever it actually gets decided. And we've already established that the teams can't decide what team they want to play on. So they are genuinely going to have a heavy fist fight. I can see Seeds in chat being like, right, who's that? No, I think he's already decided his champion. Who's their champion? He's not even said. I don't know. They're deciding the champions.
Yeah, they are having an argument. nerdRage need red for the, sponsored team flag color, whereas Feint are purple, which is a cross between blue and red, so shouldn't matter what team Feint are on, but they want red purely for the the memes and the domination factor.
I mean, I don't know about the I don't know if there's any admins out there like Aoshi or DFS or whoever's an admin these days. I think perfectly happy to just let whoever wins this heavy fist fight just take the 6 points, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it's Sunshine might as well just be decided by this heavy fist fight. Have 3 points go whoever's way. Oh, it's Yeehaw versus Nubby on the fists.
Oh my god, this is going to be huge. This is it. They're both being honorable, fighting in the very middle of the middle point. They're going in for the fist fight right now. Yeehaw and Nubby both a little bit scared. No one go for that first hit, but it's Yeehaw getting that first one. Oh, good damage. He's absolutely nuking right now. Nubby's getting destroyed. Yeehaw, what a champion.
Oh, Nubby, embarrassing. All you do is use your melee weapon and you lose to Yeehaw. Bro. Unlucky.
That ain't right, man. That ain't right. Well, that's it. Feint, they've already basically won this game now. They won the red team. They've won our hearts. And, they'll probably win Sunshine as well, just because that, it's the mental damage. Mental damage is something they have in abundance.
Yeah. I mean, if you can do the mental damage, you'll get the physical damage to follow up right after. That's what I always say, eepily.
Always. I've rarely ever heard you say anything different, honestly.
Yeah. But anyway, back on track. Feint on red, nerdRage on blue. We're going to be playing Sunshine first, and what's the other map, eepily?
Granary. It's going to be Sunshine into Granary. These are your classic Week 2 maps happening right at the very end of Week 2. So should be pretty fun. You got a decent amount of variation. You've got like Sunshine, which is like, big wide open map and scouts run around and kind of do their thing. You've got Granary, big tall map with a height where scouts can run around, but also soldiers can bomb as well. So it's kind of, pretty exciting. Also, both slightly different maps. They're not the big three. They're not like, Snakewater, Gullywash, or Process. So most people don't ever play them. Yeah,
even though Granary is actually the longest running map of all time in TF2. It's not one of the favorites, one of the big three, as you say. Process, Gullywash, Snake are like the ones that everyone loves. There was debate about whether Granary would be sticking in ETF2L, but it would only be the second season without Granary, actually, if it had been removed. So there's an interesting fact for you.
That is interesting. People do like to whinge about Granary quite a bit, I will be honest. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's, it's fine. It's not the best, but definitely, didn't have much competition in terms of some of the other maps. But that's the second one, Let's talk a little bit about Sunshine. And more importantly, I want to know what you're kind of expecting from this game, Bum. Because, I don't know, to me, when I'm looking at these two teams, this is, very much grand final kind of a setup. We've seen them play against each other a lot, being, the top two teams in Europe right now, kind of by default due to Ascent folding preseason. And they've, from memory, the nerdRage core would tend to win it slightly more often than not, but they've definitely traded maps a lot different ways, and importantly, there are a couple roster changes.
Yeah, I think I agree with pretty much everything you've said. Feint seem to be on the losing end, particularly in the big, the matches that matter, basically. I mean, I think they're very, very even coming into regular seasons, and even Feint have been on top in terms of seeding going into the playoffs, but nerdRage, or Swift as they were known back then, always seem to come out on top when it matters. So we should be seeing a very, very, very close game tonight. And yes, as you mentioned, there have been a few roster changes on the side of nerdRage.
I was really hoping you were gonna give them all to me, because I can't remember. Honestly, I can't remember what roster changes have happened when, because obviously the whole soldier situation, some of that happened at the end of last season anyway, and then other weird things happened. The only thing I know is that it's basically it is more Alexi or Morale or Cow now versus Yeehor. That's really the only matchup I care about.
Really?
There's beef. I read beef in a TFTV article, so that means it has to be true.
Oh my god, I haven't read this TFTV article. I must have been too busy paying attention to Charlie's one and just in awe at the prospect of Flamingo Land.
I don't have any idea. I literally have no idea what you're talking about at this point. You are just making up words, but okay, all good, all good. Let's make some big predictions. I'm seeing 11 people on the server. I feel like they're going to get started at some point and save us from the misery that is talking about pre-game. Go on, put some money on the line, or put some internet
words on the line. Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to say that Feint are going to come out on top on this map for no particular reason.
See, I don't know what it is, right? But in the back of my head, I remember watching Feint play this map last season at one point, and I seem to remember Mac just like nuking, and then they won. But I can't remember if they were against like any of the good teams. Like it may have just been that they were against a bad team, and then they just farmed. But honestly, something about this map makes me think it's Feint, which will then immediately mean they'll get like rolled, because I've never made a single correct prediction. It's insane.
Yeah, my memories of this map in recent times have been Feint versus someone. It might have been this team even, going to a 10-minute stalemate timeout on the last, so that was always fun.
Oh, Christ.
And the Swift/nerdRage team, don't know what team it was against again, but they are very, very keen on swapping sides on mid and getting caught on the enemy side and then getting destroyed without even getting their own 6 players back to last to defend.
I love it. That's crispy. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out what happens pretty soon. This is it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be ETF2L Season 38, Week 2, nerdRage versus Feint. The big game everyone is going to be looking for. We're going to be going into this first mid on the old Sunshine. Right side is where nerdRage is going, and actually it's going to be a massive just cluster bomb. Everyone on the inside of the team all just combining towards this right-hand side, but actually Feint are doing so much damage. They've nuked literally everyone so far, and it's just Gazzy already gone. That was like a 5-second mid-fight. Boom, done.
Yeah, Josh with an unsuccessful bomb onto Vanny, whereas the soldiers of Feint absolutely destroyed. Right at the end there, Mac catching an arrow to get the sign kill on Nastboy, just to rub salt in the wound, whack him with a big stick. And now they have this fully charged advantage ready to go to last.
Yeah, pretty easy. If they genuinely get a 90-second round, this is going to be such a fantastic start for them. So, going to move them towards lobby. Mac taking out a little bit of position, throwing in, a little courtesy sticky bomb to try and scare some people. They're taking their time to get buffed. They don't need to rush things at all. Does look towards the left-hand side where they're going to be going. Uber goes all the way in. We do see Roxy going pretty deep now. Gun actually doesn't get destroyed, but it does get changed off. He's moving towards the point. Well, there are no stickies on it. Should be able to play this pretty well. They have player advantage. Really, every kind of advantage they could look for. They're not looking to play the point, but instead they're just going to nuke this corner. This is just so fake. Wow.
Yeah, lovely from Feint, and a real change-up to what we're used to seeing on Sunshine. I'd say probably 99% of full ad pushes you'd expect to see coming from the high ground side rather than through that big door on the left there from the attacker's perspective, but they make it work, and we're into mid number 2 already.
Yep, so last time we saw very, very fast fighting. It went very well for Fate. It looks like it'll be something pretty similar. This time it'll be nerdRage actually steadily making us rotate towards the left-hand side now. We do see deep bombs, Nubby taking a decent amount of damage, but Vanny once again managing to survive, just about getting taken down now by Gazzy. But the rest of these players, again, looking very, very good for Fate. With no heals, it is all onto Moralexi, and he just gets his frag again. This time, not quite as bad for nerdRage, because they did manage to take down Vanny, but that was basically it.
Yeah, but Vanny was styling on the soldiers so much that they had to commit a scout as well with those soldiers to run in and try and take Vanny down. At that point, you're pretty much three-man sacking for the medic on a mid-fight, and the rest of your players just get destroyed, as we saw. So nerdRage have got their respawns in now. They're looking to try and contest second a little bit. Feint backing up into the choke after capping second. They're going to get their health up, kind of give it away, let nerdRage reform, regroup. But now the dry push coming in.
Yeah, they want to dry push this so much. They're doing great damage. Josh getting taken down makes this so much easier for the side of Fate. Their damage is not looking fantastic. They need to heal up just a second. But the more these players they pick apart, the better. And importantly right now, Siege is pretty caught up towards point. Hugo going down is going to be very, very nice. Combining now. Roxy's going to be picking up more Alexi. It is Siege just about getting out. He's pretty much going to have his Uber now, so the continuation towards last isn't really going to happen. But that was a really, really nice dry push from the side of Feint. That is a very clean way of getting this point.
Yeah, Feint played it pretty much perfectly. They knew if they hung around on second, they were going to get destroyed, so they back out, regroup, heal up, and then re-push whilst nerdRage have to focus the point a bit more. You know, they're going to be distracted doing two things at once, having to play with someone on the point to regain their own second, which Feint had just taken, and then Feint just beautifully making their way in, and now we're into this stalemate. Yeehaw already on Sniper.
Yeah, we're also seeing a battalion's backup on the side of Feint as well, so, you know, they're not wasting any time here at all. They've already got their aggressive off-class, they've got their banner, which is going to be shortly charging up. We do see defensive Sniper on the side of Moralexi going to be towards this left-hand side, and then rotating towards the right, the second I say it, you know. So we'll see a little bit of a Sniper versus Sniper action, so you can get, you know, the best little buff. And it's actually Hugo getting taken down first, and you can see the entirety of Feint just immediately outside, just like, no, not interested.
Yeah, no reason to be in lobby at all, way too high of a risk, and you get nothing for it. I mean, you'll be able to regain lobby for free as soon as you want to. There's no point hanging around and maybe getting caught out in there, so they've managed to off back to second for a while. There's going to be no peaks from nerdRage as they retreat as well. Maybe they'll leave morale a bit close in lobby. No, he's going way back. And an interesting thing I've been noting... Oh, that's Nasboy down to Yeehaw.
What? Now that is questionable. Nasboy being in a position to get caught out like that, that's not going to be looking good. That kind of opens up these doorways quite considerably. It has to be both these soldiers towards the right-hand side to try and keep Feint from getting in. Opti does actually basically just walk all the way in completely. Gets some good damage. Will get taken down. Reduce this.
Oh, Hugo with the force.
Jump in. Yeah, that's such a clean little double bomb there. All from taken down Nasboy. We actually see Gazzy just run all the way to airshot. What is he doing? What?
Mac with the lovely air shots on the Pyro. He gets cleaned up by a scout and a crater in the end. And now we've got this 4v4 fight happening on second. Vanny will eventually force off his Uber. Josh goes down for it. They're going to try and chase into last with Voxy, but he's not really finding anything. And it's 1 foot back on the brakes for now as Feint are going to just regroup in lobby. I reckon Voxy's just gone down, trying to get a bit too ahead of himself into second. Josh still on the respawners, so we're in a 5v5, both teams going to chill on second and last.
Yeah, there was a little opportunity there where if Voxy had managed to somehow live there, even get that frag on a soldier, I think they could have just kept on going, but getting cleaned up there kind of puts a bit of a stopper into things. This time, no Sniper on the side of Feint. They're going to be happy playing with both their scouts as per usual. They do have a slight disadvantage, but it's only about 25%, and at this point, it doesn't look like, nerdRage have any interest in pushing out with this. They're just like, you know what? I'll love last.
You don't push out of last with 25% advantage, especially on Sunshine. And we're again seeing this strange new thing that nerdRage have been trying this season, where there's no sentry gun, which is why Seeds got forced before, but obviously as I say that, they just start building the sentry up. They've been recently playing with Gazzy on Pyro and no other off-class, but it's just we figured out, it took us a few years, but we figured out that having a sentry at all times is just so free. Opti bombing in as the sentry gun's actually getting rebuilt. He's getting taken down, so is Yeehaw. And now it's a 6v4. We're definitely going to see an attempt here from nerdRage.
Yeah, could be good position being taken, more likely towards his Valk, trying to get a nice little body shot, not securing the frag. The deep bomb from the soldier's going to go all the way in, all the way towards Vanny. Actually, just about only hits that tiny little bit of damage. The headshot onto Voxy is going to make this difficult. They can't really deny these soldiers in the same way, so they have to move this little bit closer, possibly take a trade, but it's actually going to be fantastic spam for these soldiers. They actually force nerdRage all the way back out again? Surely not.
Well, there's one soldier down on each side, and Moralexi will be the one going down now, so nerdRage are back to last, and I'm gonna call out Nubby going for a spoon. He had his rocket loaded, he went for the Market Gardener on Vanny, he missed it, and then he shot a miserable rocket afterwards. You could have got the force, man. Just use your rocket launcher, please use your rocket launcher.
You know, live by the spoon, die by the spoon. I guess he just kind of dumped. Yeehaw, he's on the old sniper again, you know, he already showed a little bit of prowess, headshotting the enemy sniper a second ago. Now he's peeking towards his left-hand side, seeing if he can get something dramatic. Honestly, a Nasboy frag would be great. I feel like at this point, Nasboy's not going to make that same mistake again. You'd hope not.
Yeah, Opti down once again. Everyone on Feint back out to second again. We're seeing stuck on repeat, I think. Gaz gonna blow the stickies on Pyro there, and Vanny just drops.
What? Why, my brother, are you standing in the middle of the open to get body shot? That is tragic. That is absolutely tragic for the side of Feint. Okay, and now the rest of the team, they're not even on second. They don't even care. Yeehaw, hands off keyboard, just standing and Shoki's died as well. I am a little bit confused. And now Opti's on Spy. What a situation. What?
Yeah, I mean, you have to pull out all the stops after losing like that. I suppose Opti needs to make a play right now to stop Feint from just getting barrel rolled over right here. But he hasn't even uncloaked yet. Seeds is miles ahead of him. He's walking into Cafe now, and Seeds drops to a trap instead. There's a trap from Mac, and he takes down Seeds. Mac will go down, but he's traded for Josh by Yeehaw.
Coming in. He's getting the stab. Boy's down, he gets instantly killed by Moralexi, but the Feint pushes on. Nubby literally hit 0 damage just then. I think, like, you know, a quarter of a rocket, that's basically it. Somehow the entirety of Feint are now just sitting on mid capping it. Nubby's behind, they don't even care. They're not bothered, you know? Surely Feint are just going to keep on going. Why not?
Yeah, Nubby's on the spawn camp, but both these Feint players know about it.
He's just... He's just going to the last. Okay, right. Feint, I think they're just going to go play Team Fortress 2, if you don't mind. They've already got a frag on second. They've basically got their Uber, which is a pretty sizable advantage. We now do see Nubby being like, no, I am here.
They've literally just used it onto last while Nubby's on the other side of the map. And now there's already cap time on the point. But there's only 3 players in this Uber. Everyone else is still rolling out after dealing with Nubby. Hugo's going to go down on the point any second now. Opti falling as well. The Pyro is too strong. And now the rest of Feint have to try and back out. Yeehaw nearly getting caught there. Maybe pushing with half the team wasn't the best idea.
I've always say Nubby behind managed to pick up Mac, and I just really wish it didn't happen. Whatever, it's in the past. Move on. Right, so we have sizable advantage once again. Seeds can be moving towards this cafe position. Did drop the stickies before. Let's try to avoid that this time, if at all possible. Vanny on his own, 70%, so looking pretty good. Uber's just going to get used immediately. They're trying to catch towards Vanny. 100 damage has been dealt to him. They have to do the little follow-up now. Nasboy is desperately trying for it, but my boy is not hitting his shots at all. Now he's basically fed, and there's a back out.
Yeah, feeding 3 players for only 1 pick. That's not something you want to see after using an Uber. Yeehaw finishes the back cap as well, and he's just surviving for so long that the rest of Feint are going to be able to get in here. It's a 3v3, Max already trying to take some space. Hugo bombing in through the choke. And now Voxy here to take the Uber with him as he bombs forwards towards the choke. Morale is going to get caught off immediately in the shutter, but it looks like they're not going to be able to get much more for it. I say that, Voxy's in onto Seeds, the 2 HP resupply, and now the air shot onto Vanny in return. Josh just sacks in while everyone's focused on going forwards, and he picks up Vanny out of the sky. This is so back and forth now. nerdRage once again in the driver's seat.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Everything's just kind of chaos. So, nerdRage, they let Fate get the cap there, so Fate will be getting a lot of falls, which is pretty significant in terms of a possible refight here. Seeds does have his Uber, just only now capping second again, so they should be in a position to push forward onto mid, but they are facing a full 6 players, so the spam should be pretty significant. This time, Vanny's basically already in choke. There's 0 chance that this Uber's going to catch them at all, and I think we might actually see, if anything, yeah, they should be picking up Yeehor, but the...
Oh, actually no, that's a real nice play from Hugo, letting Yeehor get out and doing damage himself with the bomb. That just means that this Uber has had absolutely no impact on the game whatsoever. Feint still on mid. They get 2 soldiers for their efforts as well. Feint are somehow coming out on top of this. Morale is going to get caught off in choke. And now Feint are just crunching.
That's so insane. Now Nasboy's getting caught out as well. He hits a nice little piper. Bro, it doesn't even matter. That is actually insane. An Uber gets used and you drop both soldiers and that's all that you achieve. That's insane. Now, Vanny's got his own Uber. Seeds is basically nowhere near, still 30% away. Moving all the way towards this right-hand side. Fox is going to be getting the easiest Uber of his life. Pick up some damage loss in the old heavy. Very, very nice. Now moving towards this point, the players once again not quite there. Mac going down means no stickies, which can make it just a little bit more difficult. As long as Feint can play towards this point, it should be looking pretty good for them. The spawners just only now coming in. The damage does look like it's good though, and Feint will be securing a second round. And they have had their Wiethoofds today. They are having some crazy repushes.
Yeah, I mean, really good job by them to all escape on middle. I mean, Hugo and Yeehor almost getting caught behind in Cafe. It looked like it was a free 2 picks for them. But Hugo manages to bomb out and deny someone chasing with a direct rocket. That lets Yeehor get out, and then everyone just kites the Uber, and the replay is perfect from Feint. So we're into the 3rd mid now. Both teams taking each other's side, but Opti's hiding in his own choke there to counter Josh. The bomb is in now from Hugo on towards Seeds. He gets 1 rocket in, gets 2 rockets in, but Seeds are so low he's going to go down eventually. And all the rest of the frags seem to be going Feint's way as well now. Mac and Voxy just need to play around their medic though. Mac will get taken down. It's Voxy and Vanny versus the world. Can they play these heals correctly? Vanny will get 1.
This is very interesting. They're actually kind of picking them apart a little bit. Nasboy's actually basically just been completely just like rused, so he's just gone. He's like, well, I'm not interested in that. There's 1 solo scout on mid, and he's actually backing away. What is this movement from Feint? They literally saw none of the enemies, and it's like, no, we're walking away. Now the rest of their team's here as well, and they've got an Uber to play with as well. This is actually so fat for them.
Yeah, so the mid fight is taking place once again, but Feint have this Ubercharge advantage. Josh has gone down very low. He's going to have to retreat from the fight. He gets taken down eventually by Yeehor, and that's nerdRage giving up mid. Feint aren't going to slow down anytime soon, though. They still have this Ubercharge advantage, running it in through Cafe, in towards Choke, trying to get this point for free without using it, looks like. nerdRage still on 75%, and Gazzy is actually hiding under Flower. Opti walks right past him, and Gaz just goes in for the kill. He does get that pick onto Opti, but I don't think he was even noticed. He could have gone for the bigger play if he was really feeling confident.
Clearly not, you know. Maybe his confidence is just a little bit shaken by the fact that they are 2-0 down. Granted, still 14.5 minutes left in the game. A lot of time to play with, but definitely does seem to be doing pretty well. We do see nerdRage trying to push all the way forward from Shutter. We do see Nasboy picking up 1, going to get traded out towards Gazzy now as well. Both these medics taking just a decent little bit of damage. It is going to be a trade in the end, ever so slightly better. Seeds, and it's actually Voxy just being a little bit caught away from this Uber. Somehow no real damage gets done to him. With Yeehor going down, this is like a 5 versus 4, but it's a fresh spawner, and Feint have all of the high ground.
Yep, Feint fully in control. Nasboy is still caught in. He has no way to leave. Hugo's on him, and he will take him down, so that's a demo man down. But there's an instant repick onto Opti from the side of Josh, so this is just a constant ongoing fight. Gaz once again running in. He's going to get taken down, but he gets traded out. Nubby now in the choke, taking a 1v1 against Yeehor. He's going to go down. Josh down 2, so Feint now have a 4-man advantage over the retreating nerdRage. Are they going to push this one forward?
Vanny is actually playing these soldiers like a fiddle right now. They get all this vision towards his top right-hand side. 2 seconds before the spawners from the side of nerdRage, so very, very time-sensitive. With Voxy going down, their cap time is not there, and Feint are just backing up completely. 100% the move to make there. They need to make sure they get their Uber so they can keep decent position towards second point. But we did just see nerdRage go for a little dry push a second ago. Will they do it again? Last time it was from Shutter. They just tried to walk in, get an advantageous trade, but looks like, yeah, they'll be doing the exact same.
Yep. Morale already putting some time on the cap. He'll find Hugo as well, pretty much for free. Yeehor looking to trade this one out. And in fact, the Force comes out to save Morale's life, and Hugo's fallen to Opti Opti has fallen to Josh, rather, on the flank. The Uber is out from Feint, and that's pretty much forced nerdRage back into lobby for now, but they know they have this man advantage. They can bust straight back out now the Ubers have faded.
Yeah, this will be right now. Feint want to stay, they need to really secure these frags, need to get that focus fire, and with Voxy going down, they're just going to be cutting down losses. Just like, alright, we gave it a go. Only lost one player, nothing too bad. Ubers are still pretty equal. Next opportunity for nerdRage will be trying to get towards this choke. Does look like Feint are going to be trying to keep a hold of this as just as much as they can. But you see a deep bomb from Hugo, gets all the way towards Seeds. 2 nice rockets, gets that 3rd as well, so he's going to be dealing with these completely. But now there's no soldiers at all on the side of Feint. They're going to have to be all the way gone towards 2nd. No way they can fight this just yet. But Uber's 10% away.
Yep, give up mid, re-push it with the Uber Charger advantage once your spawners come up. Standard stuff. Josh is chilling around flowers, just scouting stuff out, seeing if he can get anything done, but he's not going to see any opportunity. There's some sticks up in the middle pack, the tiny ammo pack on the midpoint. We'll see if that will catch anyone off guard, as nerdRage are now getting into their defensive positions, and Feint coming towards mid. They will use in onto Hugo and Mac, both bombing straight forwards, really deep. They're gonna get some damage onto Ghazi, but that's pretty much it. Josh has gone down to the Uber too, but this is a standard flip-flop, it looks like, eepily.
Yeah, should be pretty reasonable for nerdRage. Just kind of, you know, not quite the best case scenario for them, but pretty close to it. They're not going to be displeased with that. With Josh coming up now, Steeds is going to be about to be getting his Uber, so it'll be pretty much perfect time after Josh rolls out. So good opportunity if Feint can try and force his Uber. We did see them, I mean, work magic before. I can't imagine they're going to suddenly do it again, but it's, you know, it is very, very possible. We do see deep bomb from Hugo once again. So much damage. Jesus, he nearly killed Natboy there as well. And he does take down more Alexi. So that is like a very, very important player. The Pocket Scout is down, so a little bit more difficult for Seeds to try and walk in. The rest of these players from Feint are slowly getting forced out. The Voxy's doing so much damage. He actually combines with Yeehor to take down Josh.
The Uber's up though for Feint.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the real play from Hugo, is just delaying them getting in from that choke enough for Feint to now have their own Uber. It's a 5v5. Opti going forwards, he gets a massive amount of damage into Nasboy, and that alone has forced nerdRage out. They can't try anything any longer. So just a massive play from Hugo. Obviously only getting a scout doesn't look like it has that much impact, but the bigger meaning behind it, he went for the bigger play in the end. Yeon now going in for a sack, but he's not going to get anything. He's just going to get taken down. See if he respawns on an off-class. nerdRage, in fact, though, want to just go. They're full speed ahead.
Yeah, absolutely makes sense here, but this is just crushing. The flank just absolutely nuked for the side of Feint. They seem to just get basically everything they want. Now Josh basically has 0 HP, can't be part of this fight at all. Opti should get taken down, but once again it's Josh who goes down in the backlines. Hugo's basically all the way behind. An Uber tray still has to happen at some point here, and it's going to be Hugo backcapping basically the entire time. Ubers now do get used on mid, pretty much equal at this point, but importantly, it's more flashes from the side of Siege. Hugo won't be quite in a position to try and nuke things on the backlines. Nasboy does get pretty weak, but there should be Feint keeping full control of this mid now. They don't have the best opportunity to go forward onto second, but they also don't really need to. They're still 2 rounds up. They're happy.
Yeah, Feint are on something today. Just everything they're doing is genius. The back cut from Hugo while the trade's going on, and then he escapes the spawners at the perfect time. Also to land on Nasboy and deal a ton of damage post-Uber is really great. There is a tiny, tiny advantage for Seeds due to him using first and flashing more, so they're trying to come forwards right now. Josh is going to be the first one to fall, and Seeds doesn't actually have the Uber yet. He's taking a lot of spam over there in that choke as they do now bust forwards. They get a kill onto Mac, which will be critical. 80% is the Uber for Vanny, but I don't think they'll even want to really contest second until their respawners are up. They'll probably give up second and then retake, do some sort of trade as the spawners come in, as they do now run out of rollout.
Yeah, very, very difficult there from Feint. Very, very well played from nerdRage as well, basically doing to Feint what they've had done to them 2 or 3 times this game. So they will manage to pick up second for it. Voxy is going to be going on the old engineer, Yeehor on Pyro, so defensive off classes are coming up because, you know, no one likes anything going too fast at this point. So it will just be a classic little equilibrium situation. nerdRage, for once, actually in a position to make something dramatic happen. Possibly get themselves around on the board. Josh is going to be going in from lower. I don't see him getting much.
No, but there is some cap time from Gaz to follow it up. The sentry gun does get taken down, so now nerdRage actually have this entire left side for free. Voxy trying to just spat a little bit of damage at them, try and force them out. Josh gets a bow and he'll be jumping back. Hugo has made it in behind in the meantime. He's kind of caught around this lower lobby area, but a really nice bomb to just evade all danger entirely. Get back to spawn. That was cheeky.
Very, very cheeky. We do see nerdRage just, they really don't want to let this position get comfortable for the side of Feint. They're just not interested in letting a gun go off or, you know, the fires they hear. We do see Josh get sent basically into the skybox. Scout moves already towards point, but nope, not going to be enough for Josh to do anything too crazy with. It is just basically constant aggression. Now they do have to be aware of this sniper. Voxy on a sniper towards the right-hand side is going to make it way, way more difficult if they do want to go for these pushes. But, you know, they're just going to chill. Go back, you know. No off classes. Are they going to run any banners? We've been seeing a few banners this game. Go on. Show me some banners.
Yeah, I think Opti was wearing a banner a while ago, but it seems like he's done with that for now. I think nerdRage weren't giving him enough of a stalemate for a banner to really be useful. nerdRage have really been looking to push the envelope as much as they can at any opportunity they can. And once again, Josh taking one side, Nubby taking the other, just trying to peek, see what they can get going. There is a heavy up instead of our usual sentry that we almost always see nowadays.
I do like heavy. Heavy's fun, you know, you just stand there, you're fat, you shoot things. It's just the life of a video gamer, you know?
It's like engineer, but you have to aim.
Imagine having to aim. We do see both soldiers going in super deep. Manny's basically in the spawn door, though. They're both going to get taken down. Voxy's going to be very happy to get those frags. Hugo, he tried a little sign and sign. He's not going to get it either. And at this point, 6 minutes left to go. Feint don't actually have... I mean, they don't really need to do anything at all at this point. They've kind of done all the hard work. They can stalemate this out to the end of the game if they fancy it.
Yeah, there's not much to worry about. nerdRage really need to make one of these pushes work sooner rather than later. 6 minutes on the clock is not great to be 2 rounds down. And, I mean, being on the enemy last is at least something to work with, but when it's even Ubers, it's very difficult to get anything going.
In fairness, it's also Sunshine last, and we have literally seen times reset time after time on this. Josh actually basically on spawn at this point. Mac goes down, Opti's gone down as well. They're playing so much time already towards point, and Uber gets used, but it doesn't matter.
I don't think I've ever seen something like it. Vanny was just so far back, only healing the heavy pretty much behind the point, and nerdRage just take every bit of space they can for free instantaneously. Every entrance was just theirs straight away, and they put all the damage into the players on point, took Mac down in a blink of an eye, and just take that round from straight under Feint's noses, while the Ubers were still even and pretty much both up. So we're into the 4th mid-fight. nerdRage now playing to keep themselves alive in this map. 4 minutes 30. No one wants to make the first move as of yet. They've just swapped sides. Josh will get caught off by Opti, who is waiting patiently in his own flank. Now the bomb's in from Nubby, but he's going to get bottled down once again. Mac's second sign kill of the game, and it's a wipe for nerdRage.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I was sitting there a little bit terrified, being like, oh god, is this like the reverse sweep? But they just hard nuked them. Mac is already sticking towards spawn. Josh does have ears, but this is actually a spawn camp. They're bullying. They're literally bullying the entirety of nerdRage right now, most of which actually haven't even spawned at this point. There are 5 Feint players already here. Naspo is going down. Soldiers trying to break towards this right-hand side. Uber is getting used, though. They are all kind of just getting fragged. Second just only now getting capped. This is going to be Feint all standing towards the point. Nubby tries to do his best at the spoon attempt towards point. It is not going to be enough. Surely there is no water they hold here, and it doesn't happen at all. That is like pretty much like just a speed run round, that one.
Yeah, that was just any percent Sunshine gameplay, and Feint played it perfectly. I've rarely seen the spawn camp work. We see teams rush to last, leaving one player to cap all the time, and most of the time it backfires, but Feint managed to pull it off, just giving nerdRage not a single say in that round. And as we are into this 5th mid-fight with 3 minutes left, nerdRage need to win both rounds in a roll as soon as possible. Josh once again trying to take the enemy flank, but there's Opti there to deal with. 3 players actually trying to chase Opti as Hugo bombs in and just gets seeds for free. That is not a good start for nerdRage.
No, not super good, but they do manage to take down both these Feint soldiers, so it is actually the side of Feint kind of getting nuked towards their own cafe. They look like they should just get torn apart. Yeah, Vanny will be going down very late. Does traded out with more Alexi somehow. And actually, after all of this, this is somehow kind of a 1v1, 1v2 should be now. Wiethoofd doesn't really have the health. I mean, it would be very brave to hard commit off this, but also I know that Wiethoofd's a brave little boy. Go on, Feint.
Yeah, I mean, Feint's respawners are way better anyway, seeing as they were the ones to die first, so the mid-fight is gonna happen once again, it looks like, but Naspoi... that trap will do nicely, that's fine. But the Kritzkrieg is out for seeds. This is the important thing. 2 minutes left. They need to get second pretty much for free and then have a successful crits into last. There is a bomb through to make some space. The counter bomb from Hugo to try and stuff them in the choke. But that's not going to work. Voxy and Hugo both going down. Now Mac trying to get out, but he's getting chased. He's gone down as well. This could be it for nerdRage. Opti in my lobby as well. He's getting taken.
This is absolute disaster. They're actually basically towards the left-hand side. Wiethoofd doesn't even get to touch the ball. He just gets sent to Skybox and crits again. Doesn't even matter. Recurring theme right now. Right. No idea what that was. This is actually officially doable.
Yes. I mean, there was 3 minutes left when we started that previous round, and even when it went kind of badly for nerdRage in a bunch of spots, they managed to pull it off in 90 seconds. So this is absolutely doable. If they just have a repeat of last round, we're going to Golden Cap. If they do any better, we're also going to Golden Cap. But let's see if Feint can stop that from happening. nerdRage taking all the space on mid this time. They're going so aggressive. Mac down onto the low ground, instantly dying. Hugo trying to do anything he can. Opti also with the bomb, taking down seeds. It looks like it's going to go Feint's way. Josh, last remaining survivor, and it's over. Feint will be taking this first map of Sunshine, getting all 3 points. What a awesome map to watch, eepily.
Yeah, that was like super back and forth. Some crazy little things happened. I almost believed for a second just then that this would be, you know, the nerdRage dream, but yeah, unlucky. Turns out it was just Feint playing with their food this whole time. Now we have 35 seconds of just you know, what dumb stuff can we do? Can Opti get this frag? No, he can't. Scout Blast sucks. Hate it. Everyone else going to fight towards second? Brilliant. Go on. Naspoi, just jump in. Kill some people. But do not spectate them, please. I just want to see it in the kill feed.
Well, nerdRage gonna be retaking mid just to hold on to their little bit of dignity. At least there's 11 seconds left. They can't physically do it in time. But yeah, this isn't what you expect to see from Sunshine. There was basically one short-lived stalemate on last, and the rest of the game was just these two teams going at it non-stop. I mean, we saw nerdRage were on their last for a long time against Feint, but they managed to put in about 5-second repush attempts within like a minute and a half. It was just, there was never any slowing down. These teams were trying to be as active as possible, finding every little opportunity they could, and they were both playing pretty well.
They've been getting their heart points for the week, you know? Keeping active. More than 10 minutes every day, you know? So what the hell? Let's go to the logs. You know what? I like numbers. Numbers and just metrics and things that people really don't care about. Actually, no, without looking at the numbers, if you were to give an MVP of that map, who would you say was putting up big stats, big numbers, big impact there, Bum?
In terms of impact, I'd say Hugo was doing a hell of a lot. And now I'm looking at the numbers. It seems he was doing it in terms of numbers as well, but just not even in pure damage per minute. The amount of times that Hugo saved Feint's skin or managed to put a real blockage in the works of nerdRage's plans was really brilliant this first map. Hugo was popping off in terms of just putting a massive amount of damage into bombs that would force nerdRage to slow down. He was managing to escape from situations he had no right to about 3 times just off the top of my head. He was doing incredibly well, and it's good to see that his damage reflects that as well.
Yeah, definitely big impact plays there. You know, shout out to Hugo for living his life. Honestly, both the soldiers seem to do pretty well. One real stat which is just kind of baffling me right now is the difference of Uber charges. Granted, we did see a Kritzkrieg which just basically did nothing at one point, but we're seeing 12 charges to the 7 on the side of nerdRage, and there's not often that you'll see Seeds getting nearly twice the deaths of the enemy medic, because that's kind of Seeds' gimmick. It's like he basically never dies, and yet these soldiers, like 8 of the deaths were between Hugo and Opti combined. Opti got 5 frags onto Seeds himself. Like, granted, they were winning the mid-fights, which I guess is where a lot of these came from, but it still does raise some questions about nerdRage. They're clearly not feeling like their team cohesion right now, and it's really hurting them.
Yeah, and speaking of the mid-fights, you know who wasn't dying is Vanny. He was really styling on people. The movement you'd expect to see from Seeds was actually, it was Vanny's turn this map. He was just surviving Josh and Nubby left and right. We even saw that mid-fight where nerdRage basically had to throw everyone on their team at him just to try and get the kill. And, I mean, they eventually did, but they went 6 down for it on that mid. Vanny was just having a hell of a lot of impact by living just so long that even if he went down, he made sure that nerdRage had to throw it away to get him.
Honestly, if I was on the side of nerdRage, I'd be asking for Vanny's demos. That's one of the only ways to surefire beat him. Just get him banned for not uploading demos again.
Yeah.
Just that easy, mate. It's just that easy. Right, well, Sunshine was what it was. You know, it was a win for Feint. They had very, very good moments, but, you know, let's just remember, it was only 1 round difference in it in the end. Now we have ourselves Grano, which is a very, very different beast. What do you think it's going to be particularly different? Like, definitely, like, when you look at Sunshine and you see huge stuff from Opti and Hugo, you would think logically going into Granary, a big soldier map, that they'd be, you know, doing even more again, but it doesn't always work like that.
Yeah, we've been seeing recently that actually Mac uses quickie bombs on this map on occasion.
Oh, God.
I don't know if we'll be seeing that again from him tonight, but yeah, as you say, a huge soldier map, as some people may see it, is actually it's not as dominant as it once was for the soldier class. Scouts have learned how to equip the winger in the 2nd slot of the scout loadout screen.
Ooh,
that comes up if you press M, I think, by default on the keyboard. You can put the winger on, and it's actually really, really overpowered.
Bro, it is kind of handy when you're just like, you know, you press your spacebar twice and then you're like basically standing on all the height in the world. It is pretty good. You know, I'm still kind of feeling like Feint can put up some big things. I would love to see some weird quickie shenanigans, honestly. You know, we did a million years ago, we see some weird stuff with like booties on this map as well. You know, you roll out like super fast on demo with that like extra buff all the way to 300. It'd be pretty it was pretty sick stuff. Then obviously it got nerfed and then no one plays with that. So, you know, something some kind of shenanigans like quickies would be definitely appreciated.
Yeah, and in terms of how the maps play, I'm not even gonna attempt to make a suggestion at what's gonna happen, because with Sunshine, you'd expect it to be the slowest map on the planet, but what we saw tonight was so different. Who knows what these teams are going to manage to pull out on Granary, especially just nerdRage not even taking an Uber in an even Uber situation on last and just capping the point for free. That's something you never, ever see. And yeah, I'm not going to even try to predict what these teams are going to come up with on Granary.
No, I agree. I don't want to get predictions wrong. I've already got 100% prediction win rate so far. So instead, I'm going to listen to the whisper in my ear, where I'm hearing the ghost of Beta just making it very clear. Stock pipes on this map, huge. You know, you can spam them all the way to the corner. They don't explode early like the Iron Bomber ones. So there you go. All you open players, run stock. Otherwise, you'll just beer. Right, map 2. Let's go. This is Granary. This is going to be Feint versus nerdRage. This is our week 2 games. This is a little sneak peek for what may well be our little grand final in about a couple months from now. This will be just seeing both these demos roll out to mid. We do see Mac going towards the top, Nasboy towards lower. Nice big sticky towards Nasboy, and obviously position being taken. Mac now going all the way down. Deep bomb from Nubby's actually going to get taken down immediately. The pipe from Nasboy is going to be trading it out. And actually the sticky's absolutely nuking down Vanny, but the rest of these soldiers are just combining towards this corner of this right-hand side. This is looking pretty good for Fate here. Nasboy does get cleaned up. Nice little rotation there from Opti. This is a 3 versus 2. The health is not looking great though, and Voxy wants to fight fast.
Oh, I couldn't help but let out a little yelp at Vanny there. He was going to survive the mid-fight and he just ran backwards without looking over a sticky of Nasboy that he just blind dead took down Vanny in that fight. Vanny was trying to be a bit more safe than he actually needed to and ended up putting himself into the danger. So it's even Ubers, but what really matters is Feint coming out on top of the mid. So they are going to be in control for now, but there's no real room to maneuver. They can't have any momentum going forwards. We'll just see a little first stalemate of the game, I assume.
Yeah. I think both teams are just going to be happy to get their Uber, see what's going on. I always feel like it's a little bit easier going for sack attempts, being the team on mid going into second, than like second into mid. Second into mid is like really rough because they've just got so much height, whereas, you know, you can do a couple other things from the mid side. So I'd kind of expect to see something a little bit more active from the side of Fate, but we'll see what they're feeling, you know. Maybe there's some absolute shenanigans. No off classes in any way. They can look to try and bully all the way toward left if they want. It's actually just going to be Opti going down pretty much instantly here to Josh, and that will put the end to their fun.
Yeah, and we'll see if nerdRage go for a counter sack or just try and bust, as they've been so keen on doing recently. Nubby getting taken down very low in the garage, the rest of the nerdRage players busting through. Josh will land on top of Voxy, who was up top, and now looks like Hugo's out of position as well. nerdRage doing a beautiful job of taking all the space, finding the picks without having to use, and getting middle for free. They could even keep on going here, 7-second respawns, but this middle takes a hell of a long time to cap, so they're just going to stack it instead.
Yeah, it does need a pretty sizable amount. The forward spawns do just about come in. They don't manage to deny on the side of nerdRage, so doesn't look like they're going to continue. Felt like they were going to maybe go towards left if they could deny this flank, but unfortunately didn't quite happen. Right side is where they're going to be peeking, though. Soldier can be jumping already pretty deep now. Absolutely fully in the skybox. Does manage to stamp out through all of this takedown of Max, so that's actually pretty reasonable. The damage is good as well. We have to be all these players inside of Feint just healing up. The Uber does get used by Seeds though, and yeah, Vanny's going to be so far gone. They can go for the immediate re-push. They're not even going to use. This is sick. If they get this frag, oh, that's so good. And Nasboy just still peeking. Dude, please, go. That's so scary.
Nubby's in, but Voxy and Yeehaw double up to make this devastating scout combo. They're going to be trying to push into garage any second now, waiting for Mac to get up into this Uber as well. They do pop it straight through. Mac's in with a deep bomb. Seed surfs it out, and Mac gets dropped from the Uber. They can't quite catch up with him in time. That leaves it as just Vanny and Voxy with nowhere to go. They get destroyed after the Uber. The rest of Feint couldn't even come in. They were still respawning after the previous fight. So now this is nerdRage's place to take a round. Surely 3 combo players down for Feint. 100% advantage for nerdRage as well. This is not looking good for the red team.
That was insane. Such a nice serve from Seed. That is just so important. Now they have the Uber. Everything's looking good. We do have Hugo on a sniper, so should be using early here. Yep. Going to move all the way in. Gun's already gone down. Sticky still towards point. They're actually going to try and nuke down all these players towards this right-hand side. Looking pretty good for the side of nerdRage now, but they do lose their demo. No stickies towards point is going to make this a little bit harder, but these players on the side of Feint are far too slow. First round can be going the way of nerdRage. Whew, that was crazy.
I love what we're seeing from nerdRage today. They're being proactive in every single situation. It's like if the game would stalemate for more than 10 seconds, they would rather die than stand still. They are just
I like that,
going for it, and I love it. It's working out pretty well so far in Granary, at least. It worked out on that one round in Sunshine as well, where they just took it for free, and we're into this second round of the second map. Bit of stickies being traded across from Mac and Nasboy. The first bomb is in from Josh, but he just lands in front of 2 scouts and gets destroyed. Counter bomb from Hugo is not successful either, and Mac has fallen to Nasboy. Opti now behind, trying to regroup with his team. He gets a bow. Can he get in and get anything done? Ghazi gonna fall. Nasboy as well on the point. And now Opti in from behind, gonna be taking the fight against Morale, and Yeehaw will clean him up and do the little taunt. That's really nice for Feint.
Yeah, that was huge from their scouts. I was watching that like from like an aerial view the whole time, and it was so even. But like the scouts on the side of Feint just absolutely nuked. That was insanely well played there from Voxy and Yeehaw. So that's nuts, and just literally just winning that in such a commanding way means that they have like the perfect opportunity to equalize this round disadvantage already. Like this is so fat. They can take their time, get second, buff everyone up as long as they don't lose anyone now, which doesn't look like they will. They could just go for like a nice clean push last.
nerdRage once again on no sentry theory. They've got Ghazi up top on Pyro, but that's the only real off-class as they bomb straight in here. Mac just stickying the sentry spot, but there's nothing there. Now they can focus the rest of the players instead, but they've not got any kills. Gaz on the Pyro is going to find the medic, and the kills are going even so far. 4-4 is the amount of players alive, and in fact, looks like nerdRage are managing to hold on. They got Vanny down very early into that push, and the rest of the players just had no heals left. Every bit of damage was chipping away at them, and eventually Seeds and Morale are gonna survive that one and get second and the Uber advantage.
Yeah, pretty solid hold for them. Definitely seemed like Feint got a bit more than they were asking for there, so nerdRage can be very happy with that. With Mac getting a back spawn, this is a great opportunity for nerdRage to keep on moving all the way. If they can get into mid, that would be pretty nice from their point of view. They do see most of these players, so should be aware of any chance of possible bombs. Nobby does go super deep. He does great damage, but ultimately gets taken down. Opti now, a lot of damage towards Seeds. He'll get cleaned up though, so no force is going to come through there. The stickies onto Moralexi is actually going to be pretty significant here. That might actually allow them the opportunity to try and spam and possibly buy time to get their Uber. There's no way that nerdRage can continue.
Oh, he puts 3 shots into Seeds. Seeds down to 50 health, but he does manage to live, and Ghazi just saves his medic in the nick of time. And now nerdRage already trying to look to put pressure on. Nasboy's gone down incredibly weak. Again, Hugo just stuffing him in the face as soon as he peeks his head round the corner. That was too close for comfort with Yeehaw there.
Spooky boys, you know. Sometimes it's a little bit spooky. We do see Josh once again going very deep. Nubby alongside him. He's actually just going to land on Mac, who gets instantly just annihilated. Hugo getting taken down as well. And the rest of Feint are just like, yep, no, goodbye. I'm just going to go back to second. Opti as well is kind of getting chased down towards the flank. Will get himself a little bit of position. But this is basically Feint. They're on the back foot entirely. They opt to take this trade towards point. They're trying to force Seeds to flash a little bit, which he does basically once or twice, but it's still pretty much equal, and they won't even have the opportunity to push forward like on the second here. Feint have to be all the way towards that last. Now, nerdRage do have an opportunity to go for something dry if they wanted to go exactly when Josh arrived, but I don't think they're feeling like they have to right now. They are still around up. They're perfectly happy. They are definitely playing aggressive.
Yeah, Feint did a good job to stem the bleeding there, taking that trade just to get the demo man spawn, and Mac will find a pick with the trap on the shutter there. So Feint looking towards taking up top. Hugo and Yeehaw pushing forwards with their medic there. Ghazi hiding on the pillar spot. No one's actually spotted him out yet. Oh, there we go. Hugo.
Oh, that's a little bit tragic, mate. I'm sorry. You know, sometimes it just happens. Vanny's just only now getting his Uber. This is an absolute opportunity. They did want to go for a dirty little trade. They know that Vox is on heavy. They can hear it. They can see it. So they know that this isn't Feint looking to just push out immediately. nerdRage going to be weathering the storm, keeping control a second. Nicely done, but they need to try and make something dramatic happen towards this last hit, you know?
Yeah, Josh is just peeking the side that he knows isn't trapped this time. And
that's smart.
Both soldiers actually getting quite a bit of spam in onto that top pipe, but it's not enough for anything to happen off of. Josh now bombing straight through, making a lot of space, but he's got a Yeehaw to deal with. Now the double bomb into the sky. Vanny has taken no damage at all, and that's 2 soldiers down for nerdRage.
Yeah, that was the classic double stack. Medic has taken 0 damage. Kind of unlucky. We do see Nubby and Josh up in 4 seconds, so they did want to go for a dirty trade on point. That would allow time for the spawners to come in. They are going to be getting these forwards. Looks like Nasboy really wants to try and get in a position. You have to be wary about getting stickied out. Actually, a lot of work to for the old Moralexi to be, you know, shooting the stickies, stopping Nasboy from getting juggled, but this will be Feint getting control a second. Oh, and then just backing up.
Yep, Josh in with the sack, and he gets taken down. The crunch onto Moralexi will take him down too. So now it's actually 2 picks going the way of Feint. They actually find Nubby as well on the flank.
What?
So this is going really, really well for them. They can bust into mid straight away here.
This is really, really weird. I don't understand what's going on at all. Seed's actually in a really, really awkward position. He's going to be taking so much damage. He has to basically just use completely for free. Vanny now's basically taking nothing. Is going to be using to keep his boy Mac alive. And they're just going to be crunching all the way through Josh and Ghazi. So that's, I mean, that's pretty decent. You get mid off the Uber, you get 2 players. They're absolutely going to be denying these forwards. Like, there's still, like, you know, 8 seconds left to go. So this is looking great. Feint can just keep on pushing here. And with Nasboy playing so close, surely, tell me someone gets onto him. No way he gets
Opti from the choke. He's gone down straight away.
Hey, come on.
And he goes behind.
Holy crap, those rockets were huge.
Oh,
Jesus.
Oh. No chance, there's no chance. Seconds cap, they're 6 down already, eepily. No chance. nerdRage in the bin. Feint all the way from their own second. Just take this one for free. Pinning Seeds into the worst position possible on mid, destroying after the Ubers, and then just that collapse from all sides on second, everyone going down all at once. A delightful round for Feint.
That was absolutely just, that was morbidly obese rockets from the Feint soldiers. That's insane. Someone's dying of like a coronary at this point. Right, we do see aggression. Nubby already taking down Mac and actually be living towards his own side as well. And Feint are just like, nope, we're out, not even looking towards me.
Yeah, this is something we've seen happening recently in the Cup, was Nubby just gunning for Mac on these granary middles and getting him almost instantly. But Mac was living a lot longer than that usually, and that means Feint just back out this time instead of try and fight it at all. Nubby's going to be going down here, but Vanny has fallen. Everyone is so low from the side of Feint, but Opti gets the force at least. That's the saving grace. Seeds is going to go down, and in fact, with the amount of damage they all did combined, they've got 3 kills. Vanny should be up any second now. It won't be too bad for Feint after this.
Somehow, yeah, we do see the combo of nerdRage wanting to try and take some position towards Yard. They're pretty much by themselves right now, just only are they getting a fair towards this right-hand side, so definitely well played to keep control of the Yard, but like you said, the Uber's going to be pretty much just equal at this point. Feint is already towards point to try and spam this, and this will just have to be a little moment where nerdRage have to just take a second, you know? If they go just a little bit too aggressive here, they can find themselves in a very unpleasant situation. In all of this, though, Yeehaw is on the engineer class. And why is that, do you think?
It seems like a just-in-case sort of thing. Maybe they were expecting nerdRage to go ultra fast and just plow through them on second as well.
Didn't happen.
Maybe they expected a little Ubercharge advantage for Seeds, which they do actually use in. Vanny has his Uber though in return. He will flash forward players. He just keeps Opti alive at the last second, and there's 2 picks after the Uber for Feint. They're going to be able to bust through. Nubby actually throws his life away as well, trying to find anything. That's not going to go well. We could see an exact repeat here. It's the same players, I think, up alive on mid as well, but they're just going to back out this time. No catching Seeds off guard this time. There are some sticks to deal with, but they've got mid for free. Roxy's cleared him. Everything's fine.
My jaw is on the floor right now. How Opti lives there and gets a frag and gets the ability to push forward, and now he's just like, you know, just gaming, just living his life. We have a slight advantage for Seeds just in all of that. It's going to be like 15-20%. It's really going to be so difficult if they wanted to push off this, and they're not posturing for it. Not yet. Nasboy is moving towards this garage position. They're not going to do it. Zero chance.
Just that tiny advantage comes from them using first in the trade, but losing 3 in the trade is not worth that 15% add and losing 2 points.
Just it's not really what you want from the trade, I'll be honest with you, is it?
No, I think list of things that you don't really want.
Mid-level insight. Oh my god.
But
right, okay.
Once again, we are in this position where Feint have the mid, and nerdRage are just chilling out in the yard. Every time we've been in this situation from nerdRage's perspective, 2 out of the 2 times, we've seen Josh absolutely skybox himself and double sync rockets into Mac's forehead and just insta-kill him. We'll see if Opti will try and replicate that now. He does land on top of Nasboy and Gazzy, but with less success, and Mac has fallen at exactly the same time on the flank. So this is terrible from Feint trying to recreate nerdRage's play. And now, yeah, nerdRage have the mid for free.
Yeah, they're Feint are just like, well, we gave it a go and didn't really work out, so we'll just sheepishly move back towards second. We'll get our forward spawns, it's alright. They got Mac alive again. He can, you know, put up his old sticky traps and live his life again.
Oh, Josh is going to do it again, isn't he? Are they going to let Josh do it again, just skybox himself and destroy Mac? Nope, they're not. nerdRage is getting destroyed in Garage by Mac and Voxy. They're 2 down themselves now, a scout and a soldier. Feint already looking to push into middle. But it's not looking good for them. Mac actually taking a hell of a lot of damage coming through. There's 3v3 fight now. Hugo in, oh sorry, Opti in behind the medic. Puts some damage in, actually forces out Seeds, and Voxy should be able to run away with Vanny here. There's a chase coming in from all members of nerdRage, but there's too much distance between them, surely.
Yeah. This is the absolute, just keep on backing. We do see just pure aggression. Actually, Uber does get used a second. Mac gets it, but are they going to be able to really catch anyone at this point? Mac's jump kind of gets nuked a little bit. Nasboy getting sent all the way towards Choke, but actually Foxy and Hugo, which are going to be going down.
Oh
so
no,
they have to
Vanny got abandoned. No.
What?
Oh, Josh basically forced Vanny out into a corner, and then instead of, you know, Feint's players kind of body blocking, guarding for him, making sure he had an exit, they just both tried to save themselves. They left Vanny out for dog bait pretty much, and now everyone is busting in onto the last from the nerdRage side. Mac is so low. Will he get a bow from Vanny? He's just dodging everything. He does eventually stay alive, but nerdRage have the time to repush. They've got the Uber up as well already. Mac going down, another frag, all the cap time in the world from nerdRage, and they're going to get this second round on the board. Oh my goodness, they do not slow down nerdRage, not for a second.
No, that was just all go all the time. Right, well, shout out to nerdRage, you know, they're making it work. They've got that leading position once again, but I feel like everything nerdRage is doing, like, it's on a bit of a knife edge. Like, it's very well played, but I feel like there's always like that, you know, 40% chance that Feint can just turn it around and just give him the hard nuke. This mid, Mac has already lived longer than the previous best, but we do see Nobby go in a little bit later this time. Not securing that frag, getting himself super weak, so he's not going to be aggressive early. Josh has to have that responsibility of jumping deep, and he's just going to be getting absolutely nothing. Does actually manage somehow to get Voxy, and the Nubby follow-up is so sick. What? How has that gone so well?
The Nubby rockets were delightful. Mac in, doesn't find anything though. Nubby's rockets were so nice there. It almost looked like he fired his second rocket before Vanny had even started moving, but he knew where Vanny was going to get juggled by his first one, and just a delightful little direct by him. Nasboy, way ahead of his team, putting up stickies on second already. Yeehaw on the sentry gun man, Voxy on the heavy weapons guy, and Hugo actually on the sniper as well. So we've got the triple off class defense against this 100% Uber advantage for Seeds.
This is Highlander. I'm watching Highlander. I love it. Let's go, boys. Right, all the Highlander classes. The heavy. He's in the little hidden spot. He's crouched. I don't think that will work. Yeah, he's leaving. Uber does come towards his left-hand side. Yep. Going deep. Guns already gone down. Players moving all the way towards this point. Decent little bit of damage. Fight is actually in no one's hands really right now. It's actually both the soldiers from Feint opting just to throw their lives away, getting absolutely demolished, and then nerdRage just going to stand on the point. That is not the last point we got. What was that?
Yeah, but that's how you play it as an attacking team. In these maps where you can kind of split it down the middle, you take control of one side, you put your scouts on the cap, bait the soldiers in, walk backwards, clean up the soldiers who have jumped the point, and then from there it's a 6v4 fight in your favour. Things have got to go your way, and there is actually a crits out from nerdRage coming into this mid. Mac has gone another way entirely to avoid this fast bomb from Nubby, so Nubby's got the kit from the enemy side, and now he's in onto Garage as well, actually. Two picks for either side, but Feint have no positioning. They've been forced out of mid entirely. They're going to repush from the other side. Josh bombing forwards to try and deny it. Voxy getting juggled around a bit. And yeah, Mac's been left for dirt by his team.
Little bit sad. Hugo is on the back lines. Like, all this is looking kind of pretty good for Fate because they still have the heals advantage. They have the Uber advantage. Nasboy, once again, is he's just by himself, just dying, just kind of living his life. Not the most conventional of mid-wins, but I mean, it's a mid-win for Fate. That is what they're looking to get right now. Big old Uber advantage as well. Seeds no longer on the Crit Screeg. Just be trying to build up his own little Uber. Timing-wise, this is actually going to be quite questionable for the side of Feint. Seeds is already on 50%. If they build hard this whole time, it is going to be hard to utilize this fully.
Oh, they've busted and found 2 soldier picks already, though. Coming in with that fast lunchbox Uber. They're ready to roll it forwards to last as well. They're going to just keep one player capping. It's a 4v4 fight, though, and last someone's still rolling out. That's their demo man, Mac. Opti in on the spawn door, trying to put all the damage in. It's now a 3v3 on last. Mac still trying to finish up that cap. Now he'll be able to join his team in the fight, but it's too little too late as the scouts are being overrun on last here. That's everyone down for Feint. Maybe they should have just taken their time about it.
I honestly, right, so the moment I saw there was Vanny standing on the pipe and both of his scouts were like the other side of last, and he just stood there with his medigun out like, friends, can I get some? And they were just like, no. No, sorry, buddy, that's not going to happen. So, there we go. It is what it is. Hugo on the lamp, Opti a little bit below, acting as the bait right now. Hugo's going to be in the skybox landing. There's no seeds into mid yet, you know, so the damage will be great. But ultimately, no force can physically happen. Yeehaw also committing his life for a force which he shall not be getting. So, that is a fatty triple sack. And they traded for Josh. That was it.
3-man sack for a force that doesn't happen is upsetting. They're going to get all their forwards denied as well, but it's not too bad. They're still close enough to Vanny to be in this Uber trade when it does come down. Mac is still just chilling, watching his own side of yard. No one's come through. He was watching a trap for so long there, just hoping someone would fall for the bait, but everything is going to chill out now. But it can't be chill. It can't be chill for any moment of time, says Nubby, as nerdRage are just keen today to keep things moving. Feint now trying to get out. They've taken the left side of yard. They've got another free pick for their effort. And now looks like nerdRage should be getting out. Josh is hiding on the forward spawn, though. He sees a free Vanny. First rocket in. Gets the force. Nicely played from Josh. Always check your corners, everybody. Otherwise, that'll happen. The counter force is out, though, on mid. Seeds has used off as well, and now there's just a wrap from nerdRage. They knows that second cap's faster than mid. They've got 2 players on the back lines already. There's a crunch happening on mid. Seeds and morale going down. But yeah, second.
Just capping. They're capping and going to last Fate. No one cares about your mid fight right now. It is all on Opti to try and do basically everything. He's does he manage? Yeehoo! He gets both of them. He secures it. Now suddenly they can just keep on going. No, stop. Go die, Josh. Don't need you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Feint just spending way too long after that wrap comes in, caring about mid. And now there is stickies on, and Hugo's going to fall for them and instantly die. So it's a soldier down on each side. That means that nerdRage, obviously they're going to contest. They contest anything. Gazzy straight in. A huge play from Nubby onto Vanny. And now, where will this fight go from here? Voxy taking a 1v1 from Morale. Yeehaw's going to trade him out. Seeds has the heal advantage and the Uber advantage for now, but it looks like Yeehaw's going to be able to cap up mid, maybe get some forward spawns before Nasboy can recontest here.
Okay, I get a moment just to breathe. Josh is already walking towards top. We do have Opti just hiding in the spot below. He gets found. I feel like he won't be doing anything too much. He'll live though, which is great. It's great to, you know, you go for the play, you don't even have to die, you know, necessarily. Yeehaw, he's just walking all the way in, picks down Nubby. So much damage from Hugo's bomb just there. That's super, super huge. Seeds just only getting super. He's going to be using it immediately. Hold down that right click button. They're going to be trying to do this deep old chase. Mac losing his life. This will be certainly Vanny going down. So everything they need from that Uber has been secured. But guess what? It's Granary and back cap just starting to happen. Hugo's on the back lines. This
literally 4 of Feint's players behind. Hugo on the back, but 3 players left to block mid. 4 players versus 1 player on the cap, and they will get middle. Hugo's play does not work out. He finds Nasboy and Nubby though. Oh my god,
you see
Hugo!
him capping second though. You see him. Why you just walk out and dive?
That is a really terrible mistake for nerdRage. Now they're going to get rolled over on second. Seed still has the Uber charge advantage, but not if he doesn't get Uber in time. There's 2 scouts against 1. Ghazi managing to hold his own for now, but Seeds has been wrapped by Hugo as well. Seeds is so low. He was pincered, but there's no follow-up. Josh now in with the bomb onto Vanny. Oh, it's Nubby, sorry. Nubby goes down. Vanny's still staying alive. What is on my screen? Mac is desperate to go forwards. They're still trying to chase down Seeds. Sticky's on the point, find Voxy. And now the Uber is out from nerdRage. They're busting straight back in. That's Mac down. This is going disastrously so far for Feint. Vanny is going to get found by the Uber as well. And now Opti is their last chance on mid. But what is he realistically going to get done? Even the best play here means nothing. He does find Seeds, but that's not enough to find him. Oh.
If he had got that frag, I think I would have DC'd. I think I would have actually just went, we need to take a minute, we need to take a breather right now, no one else is. But there's only 4 minutes left on the clock. If nerdRage get this one round, and it looks like they're probably going to, is this just going to be the entire game decided from here? Nobby's all the way towards the point as well. Gets so much cap time, forcing Feint players all the way back again. We do see Natboy picking up Voxy. That's going to be very nice, moving all the way forward now. This is the easiest cap of their life, 4-1 now. This is getting to the point where we need TCM rounds or just nothing.
Yeah, the only round we've seen from Feint so far has been one of those, though. It was an incredibly fast round from them, if I remember correctly, just converting off of a mid-fight and Ubering into last. So, maybe there's still a chance, but nerdRage, they are looking so strong. They've gone on the Kritzkrieg as well, preempting a crits from Feint, because they expect Feint to be going so quickly to try and get these rounds. Nubby once again bombing forwards very quickly. Yeehaw's got his number, and he will be getting taken down. Josh in with a counter bomb as well. Opti bombing forwards will find Nasboy with the help of Yeehaw, and that's nerdRage leaving the middle, but they still have Seeds up with his Kritzkrieg, which he'll only be able to use on a scout if he does even opt to. And no one's capping
behind them. Josh is behind them and no one's capping. Are they aware of Josh being here? Yeah, Voxy's looking for it. If Josh blocks this cap, that actually might just be game. Voxy's not seen him at all.
The Kritz is out on second.
Behind him! That's it, that's actually just game from that.
Yeah, sorry. I was distracted by what's happening from second, but the bigger play obviously is Josh capturing or stopping the capture on mid there. Just means that time is nowhere to be found for Feint. They're grasping at straws now. There is nothing to be done. Josh might get caught in, but he's done his job. He will go down. He will die a proud soldier, knowing that he has stopped Feint from having any chance to win this map. So the points are going to be split 3-3 on ETF2L. Both teams taking a map tonight. And both of them, I mean, I want to say, despite the score, this map was a hell of a lot more back and forth than it probably looks like. And yeah, these maps have been incredible tonight, both of them.
Just chaos, just all go all the time. Absolutely love it. All right, we do have 1 minute and 50 seconds for people just to, you know, hit some airshafts, live their life, have a good time, you know. I like it. I like it. I've been whispered by the producer in our ear that the concede button does exist. We see the first utilization, but it's actually Nasboy. He doesn't want to concede. He wants to use old critical stickies. Get two. Easy peasy. Don't even care. Matt, goodbye. You know, Foxy's going down as well. That's good. That is padding stats right there. That is numbers. Going to be looking good now for Nasboy.
Yeah, I feel like we won't see much of the concede plugin this season. If you didn't have to do it with only 3 minutes left, and you didn't have to convince 4 of your players to open up the console and type it in, if it was just like exclamation mark GG or something like we see on Face It would probably be a bit easier for teams to actually do. But yeah, this map is over. 5-1 as the last pity round comes in. Oh, they've started to concede. Oh my god, we're seeing it. Poggers.
Foxy's voted to concede. Oh my god, Yeehaw's voted to concede. Matt,
there's no trash time. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go, plug in. Woo, Tweaker, he makes up programming. That was sick.
Oh my god, it puts them as -1 on the scoreboard. Why does it do that? Their score says -1 on the scoreboard.
Is this it? Have we broken TFTV? Have we made TFTV history by the first time we've had a legitimate concede and they've got -1 points? That's cringe, man.
All right, no one ever concede again. You'll lose on round difference in the tiebreaker or some shit. Who knows?
Yeah, ruined their tiebreakers now. They just ruined their chances for the season. Oh dear. Is that going to mess up logs? I'm looking at logs right now. Oh, okay. The logs end up normal. That's, you know.
I don't know. The logs are kind of wrong because it was 5-1, not 6-1. But at least it's not 5 - 1.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. Anyway, let's talk about logs.
I think Nasboy's crits at the end actually did put him over the top for damage number. That actually really upsets me.
Yeah, it probably
genuinely upsets me.
They should have conceded just that bit earlier, Feint. Don't let him get the better logs than you. But I'm gonna say Josh is my MVP, despite the logs not looking that favourable for him. Josh was absolutely the driving force behind a lot of plays that nerdRage were able to make to get out of these stalemates. And on top of, like, the foremost example of that being him going sky high and just landing on people in yard time and time again, pretty much always throwing his own life away for it, but it's absolutely worth it. It's the bigger play. It gets all the space, lets your team bust in, and the amount of damage that he was landing by doing those synced up rockets into Mac and his team was really what kind of broke the chain and allowed everyone to start moving again.
I do like big fat bombs, and I do like soldiers getting recognized when they, you know, when their logs look like they just fed, because that's always my justification when I feed anyway. I will say, like, massive shout out once again, Hugo, massive impact player for his team. You like getting same as on Sunshine actually. He was like joint top fragging in the server, but like on the soldier class. So, you know, Hugo's he's putting in work, even though, you know, his team kind of got like owned a little bit. I feel like definitely shout out to some of these soldiers. Other than that, important to note that Feint did apparently win more of the mid fights. So there you go. They've clearly got some. They've got some good fighting genes in them. They've got some good mid ideas, but not quite got the rest of the map down in terms of granary. It will definitely be interesting to see what happens. Obviously, both these teams expected to get into, you know, very, very deep into the playoffs, if not make grand final. Seeing them in a best of 3 with actual picks and bans should be really, really good.
Yeah, it really didn't look like Feint knew what to do in the situations where nerdRage were just busting out of nothing. And with that amount of speed that nerdRage were moving with, it really looked like Feint couldn't keep up. They were making the wrong calls in some of those situations. nerdRage just seeing all the opportunities. Obviously, some occasions where they go behind and just get capped for free on second while Feint are focused on middle. They weren't really able to kind of go back and forth and really focus on all the areas where nerdRage were putting the pressure, which is one of these advantages that you have when your team is the one that's dictating the pace. You're the one pushing things forward. You get to decide where the fights happen, and that can really kind of scare or throw off, or just the pure chaos can confuse your enemy team more often than not.
I do love a little bit of chaos. You know, it's all good. Right. I think we're pretty much gonna wrap things up there. Gonna be no interviews today because unlucky. You know, you can't always get what you want. Instead, we're just gonna do some shout outs. We're gonna let people get on with the rest of their nights. Bum, give me some shout outs. Who do you want to give some love to?
All right, my shout outs are very boring. I'm gonna shout out the teams because that was a spectacular game. Thank you very much for putting the plays on screen for us to watch and shout out. How about you, eepily? Do you have anything?
Thank you. Wait, were you shouting me out? Or were you asking me what I wanted to shout out?
I was definitely not shouting you out. You're worthless to me.
Brilliant. There's Clash.tf, big tournaments happening, one in NA, one in EU. Go to that, Clash.tf. Go to that website. You've all probably heard about it before, but look at it again. Make sure you sign up when it does happen, which I think is possibly May and June. I'm not sure. Something like that. It's all on screen. You can see all the graphics there. But my big shout out, you know, obviously the teams and the viewers and you know, you Bum, you're great, and Wiethoofd and stuff. My real shout out is to, do you remember that time like 4 or 5 years ago where TFTV became obsessed with the whole Toucan ASCII meme for like
I was
month or
just
so.
thinking about that
And
the other
Marvel
day.
was just spamming it like endlessly. He was just endlessly spamming like the toucan meme for just ages.
There was a thread on TFTV I remember as well that had a serious looking title, and then you clicked on it and it was Sideshow putting the toucan.
It was such a historical moment. If you're like new, if you're new to TF2, European TF2 in general, some of the old memes have kind of passed you up. Make sure you look into some of the old toucan memes. It was really stupid. Right, that's it. Okay, I'm done. More TFTV happening in the upcoming week. Bye.